Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jerry Sansing with another edition of What's Going On in Corpus Christi. My producer is Dr. Janelle Bennett. This is November the 5th, 2017. Beautiful Sunday. Air times on this are Monday evenings at 9 p.m. to 9:30 and then 10 p.m. to 10:30 on Wednesday. My email address is there if you'd like to communicate with me. I'm quite willing, and I do get a lot of emails. Either people don't like the show, or they do, or they don't like the subject, or they do, or just want to raise hell with me in general. But I don't care. I need to hear from my constituents out there. And I hope you'll let me know what's going on. Once again, this is Monday at 9 p.m. and Wednesday at 10 p.m. So I'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, lights on, the recorder's going. I'm going to take my seat. Like I say, this is a one-man show, and we'll get started with this. I have gone ahead and read the times to you, 9 o'clock on Monday, and then 10 o'clock on Wednesday for this show on Channel 10, Public Access 10. I'm Jerry Sansing. I'm the Taxpayers Association President. I'm also a professor at Del Mar College. I've been there since August of 1989. I've got a lot of experience over there. I've had thousands of students through, wonderful students, and I'm a little bit perturbed tonight. Now my email is gsansing@gmail.com. Okay, and I'd like to mention these beautiful white flowers. I hate to tell about associate them with the white lies, little white lies told around at certain taxpayer supported entities. I'm going to talk about one of the, I guess, best or the worst, whichever way you want to look at it, which is Del Mar College this evening. I'll predominantly zero in on them. But I would like to dedicate these beautiful flowers to Miss Lynn and Miss April 23. Both great women, and of course my mother, Miss Connie. And I've talked about her on the air before. Okay, now, on January 2nd, 2013, I was totally and completely disgusted with Del Mar College administration and the security over there and the people that run that college, okay, or the people that I thought run the college. I found out that Dr. Escamilla does not truly run the college, according to what I've figured out here the last couple of weeks. Okay, and I've known that for a long time. He's kept in the dark and fed nothing but horse manure, so I guess that we can call him a mushroom. Okay. Now, on that date, on January 2nd, 2013, I was in the laboratory. That's the first day back for faculty members and staff and so forth at Del Mar College. I go to my lab. I don't participate in these time-wasting, quote-unquote, convocations. I haven't for many, many years. I don't need to go over there and spend 45 minutes to an hour of my time with people up there pounding their chest, telling everybody how great they are, how wonderful they are, and then listening to 45 minutes to an hour's worth of an expert trying to tell me how to answer a telephone. Okay? So I'll continue on. But on that date, I was in my laboratory working, and a dear friend of mine, Dr. Bruce Olson, who was the chair of Social Sciences Department, a PhD history major, U.S. Army retired full bird colonel. He was in Vietnam. He was a Special Forces Airborne Ranger, and had many, many dangerous missions trying to provide me with my right to sit here and tell it like it is. Okay? So my hat's off to him, being raised in a military family. Okay, now, he was locked out of his office. Okay, so he called me up, and I went over there and said, "What's going on?" And he said, "Well, apparently they've locked me out for whatever reason." Well, I knew he was having some trouble with Del Mar College, or they were having some trouble with him. Let's just put it that way. They were having trouble with Dr. Olson because they can't handle the truth over there. Okay, now, so after I met with him and he checked the lock again with his key, we went over to the security office, and that security told him that he needed to go to the office of the Vice President of Instruction / Provost. Okay, of the college. That's the second person in command, and that was Dr. Fernando Figueroa. Now, when we arrived at his office as directed, the secretary said that he was in a meeting and that he would go retrieve him. I guess she had been forewarned that Dr. Olson may show up. Okay, and he and I did, along with another faculty member who I will leave unnamed in here. I don't have his permission to divulge that on this show, so I won't do that. But there was another faculty member over there. Okay. Now, we went over to Dr. Figueroa's office, and the secretary said that he would go retrieve Dr. Figueroa. So it was about 15 to 30 minutes. I didn't time it all. And here Dr. Figueroa finally walks in, and he's accompanied by Dr. Mark Escamilla, the president of Del Mar College. Now, Dr. Escamilla immediately made two comments to our group, okay, particularly to Dr. Olson. Now, what he indicated was that he was not aware of what was going on, that Dr. Olson was locked out that morning until about 30 minutes before he arrived in that office to see us. And he looked a little bit perplexed, okay. Now, then he also said that he said that Dr. Olson had retired, so he didn't know what was going on. Now, Dr. Olson had not retired, folks. Okay, that was a scam and a sham, and little white lies. Flowers, I'm sorry, I'm not going to use that. I just can't do that. You're too beautiful to be involved with this kind of garbage that goes on over there. It's despicable acts. It's disgusting. Okay, now, said commentary on the president administration. It's very sad, folks, that I have to comment on that. But why in the world did not Dr. Escamilla know about the seriousness of locking a faculty member out of his office? Okay, and it gets worse than this. Okay, now before that, Dr. Olson had filed a whistleblower suit against Del Mar College for not providing employees, particularly faculty members, with timely raises. We had anywhere from $5 to $12 million in profits, it's called. That's surplus money. And we were told as employees at Del Mar College by that administration that they couldn't afford any raises. Now my question is, where did that money go? Okay? They say that some of it had to go into a contingency fund, but that's only about $1.5 million a year. So where did the rest of that money go? And let me tell you what, public institutions like that should not be making profits. They should break even at the end of the year, otherwise they're ripping taxpayers off. So they've been doing that for a number of years. And then I'll get into buying 96 acres of swampland and bamboozling all you good folks into thinking we need to have another campus out there to house a bunch of students that we don't have. Okay? But I'm going to continue on with Dr. Olson's saga. Okay? All right, now, in retaliation, Del Mar College tried to terminate his employment under the guise of an early retirement. Okay, a system by which Del Mar College could cheaply get employees with many years of dedicated service and high salaries, get rid of them. Okay, all right. You know, I'm too cranky. I make too much money, and I'm a royal pain in their butt over there, and I admit it. Okay. But, my ancestors and Dr. Olson have fought for many, many years for my freedom of speech. And, folks, I'm not a wilting little wallflower over here that's going to shut up. I got a hot flash for him. And I've asked to be fired by Del Mar College, and I was told that they could fire me, but I can't request to be fired. So when you figure that one out, please let me know. Okay? Now I'm going to continue on with this despicable saga. Okay, now the reason that they had these early retirements, they don't do it anymore. That was just to decrease the number of full-time faculty members, so they could hire much less expensive adjunct teachers, and with no benefits or to pay for, and easy to relieve of teaching duties. They can just say, well, we don't need you back, and you don't have any contracts with them like a tenure contract or whatever. Okay, all right. Now, the poor adjuncts, okay, are they're sitting there wondering what in the world's going on. And Del Mar College seems to be wanting to fill in and follow the pattern of Coastal Bend College and Beeville. They have no tenure left up there, so they can just get rid of anybody coming and going. Now, folks, that's not the way to build a first-class educational institution. You want to get the best people that you can in there. As a former president said in Del Mar College, I think it was Dr. Richardson, he said, hire the best you can do and then get the hell out of their way and leave them alone, let them do the teaching. That's the only way you're going to have a quality education. And I agree with that, okay? All right, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get rid of all tenure track positions and all tenured faculty members so we can hire adjuncts at about roughly a third of the cost of a full-time professor with a lot of time and experience, okay? So who do you want teaching you and your children, your loved ones, you know, your family members, friends, and so forth and so on? And that's exactly what Del Mar's trying to do, and they'll tell you they're not, but I can prove that just by the number of hires that have been done, and now the term positions, as they call them, they were one-year temporary people that had full-time pay for their position, but they're going to eliminate those people, I understand. And then we have this influx of dual credit students, which we're going to try to dupe you fine folks into thinking that they're going to be, you know, increasing the enrollment. Okay, let me get on with this, okay? Now, what happened was that went into a mediation, okay? Dr. Olson filed a breach of contract after he went through a mediation, tried to work it out with them, why had he been locked out, and so forth and so on. Now, another thing that happened during that lockout was he was missing an awful lot of his personal property. Now, once we went over there and went to Dr. Figueroa's office and heard the president say he didn't know anything about it, then we were escorted back to his office. Security opened it up. Dr. Olson went in, took inventory, and there were a great deal of personal items that were missing, as well as his ability to get into his Del Mar College, you know, website and so forth and so on, his email. So that was something. Okay, now as conducted prior to the January 2017 lockout, certain agreements were reached. Then when the final written agreement was prepared, okay, at Del Mar College attorneys, or by the Del Mar College attorneys, okay, the original agreements, okay, Dr. Olson made it quite clear that, you know, that did not match what the mediation agreement said, and he was quite clear compliance was not met. Okay, now that's when Dr. Olson was locked out of his office. Okay, now after speaking to Dr. Escamilla, Dr. Olson and I went to his office, and security let him in to examine, like I said, his personal property. Dr. Olson immediately observed, okay, and he pointed out to security personnel that certain personal property items were missing. Okay, his personal computer, the manuscripts he was writing for his textbooks that he was going to publish. You know, I mean, that's intellectual property that belongs to him. Some of his antique books were missing, history books and so forth and so on. He's a history professor. So there were a lot of stuff that were missing, and they wouldn't explain where it went or when it was taken out and so forth and so on. So I guess they went in there prior to the Christmas break, or during the Christmas break, and, you know, just stripped the office of all the goodies in there. Some of his private artwork and stuff was missing. Now, then in defense of that, Dr. Olson filed a lawsuit against the Del Mar College for breach of contract. That was the mediation contract that they had wanted him to sign. Okay, and that that lawsuit went to Nueces County Court at Law Number 2. Then during that hearing, the judge, after several days in the courtroom, ruled that Del Mar College had not breached said contract. Okay. Now, Dr. Olson's recourse at that stage of the game is to file an appeal with the 13th Court of Appeals. Okay, that's the state 13th Court of Appeals. Okay, and he did that. And then the court, after a while, after reviewing all that, ruled that Dr. Olson, okay, was still employed, okay, and had not retired, and remanded the case back to the Nueces County Court at Law Number 2. Then Del Mar College appealed that 13th Court of Appeals ruling to the Texas Supreme Court. Okay, the Texas Supreme Court agreed with the 13th Court of Appeals, and the case went back to Nueces County Court at Law Number 2, and that was this past Monday. Okay, so the trial started on October 30th, 2017. This was this past Monday. Today is the 5th. That was Monday of this week. Okay, all right, and the jury was sent out on noon on Thursday, November the 2nd, to deliberate and formulate a decision. Okay, about 3 hours to 4 hours later, they rendered a verdict of approximately $1 million to be paid to Dr. Olson for his damages and the breach of contract. Okay, happy birthday, all of you, and Merry Christmas, taxpayers. Okay, where are we going to get that million? We're already strapped for cash over there. We've been told that, you know, we're going to have this windfall, and we can up your taxes and so forth to pay for all these new students that are going to come in and pay tuition and so forth, most of which will be dual credit students, which will pay a third of what normal students do at Del Mar College for a class. Okay, but that ups the enrollment according to the Human Relations Department over there. And they'll count each student for each class as an enrollment, and that is erroneous, folks. That's absolute bovine excrement. Okay. Now, so here we are with a verdict in Dr. Olson's favor. So here's where we stand. Now, my question is, who authorized the lockout and did not inform the president of the college? I want to know who. Okay? Now, does Dr. Escamilla condone such lack of respect from his subordinates? And if he does respect, you know, if he lacks that respect, and he finds it as despicable as I do, then why does he put up with it? Why are those people still there? Okay? I mean, it's been a long time, folks, and, you know, he's had plenty of time to ruminate and digest this stuff. So I can't answer that, but I'm going to ask him, okay? And, you know, I've lost all respect for Del Mar College administration, period, okay? Now, and during this trial, it was a fact, and this may answer my questions as to who authorized the locking out of Dr. Olson. Okay? Mrs. Tammy McDonald is the DM, Del Mar College Executive Director of Human Resources and Administration. Okay? She's directly under the president. Okay? And she stated under oath at this trial this last week, okay? Well, this will air a week after that, but from October 30th through November the 2nd, okay? Then she said that the DMC attorneys authorized the lockout and apparently did not inform the Del Mar College president, Dr. Escamilla. To which I say, why? Who had the special vindictive bent towards Dr. Olson? What did he do? He's always told the truth. He's a very honorable man. And he spends an awful lot of his time helping for, you know, fellow faculty members and students in particular, and anybody that needs a hand up. I mean, he's just that type of an individual. A very benevolent soul, folks, and a very knowledgeable, very bright man. You know, I'd say a brilliant man, okay? But he does have a great deal of compassion for his fellow human beings, and that's what it takes to go out and fight in Vietnam and, you know, get shot at and so forth and so on to protect you. And your right to freedom of speech. So why doesn't he have freedom of speech if he's fought so gallantly for it for many years? Okay. Then another thing is, another fact, okay, Dr. Lee Sloan, former Del Mar College Chief Financial Officer, stated the same thing under oath. that it was the attorneys that set that forth and dictated to the people that locked Olson out that the attorneys did it. He said that under oath in that court case, folks. Okay. Now my question is, do the attorneys run the college over there? And if so, why don't the elected officials? I'm going to discuss the Board of Regents members in a minute, because the administration at Del Mar College apparently does not tell them when they're about to pull some of these shenanigans, which is going to get Del Mar College into deep financial trouble. You know, what can I say, folks? You know, that if you people continue voting for some of these lunkheads over there, then I've got a hot flash for you. You're going to go broke in a hurry, and we're just going to may as well just go shut the doors at Del Mar College. We're headed there anyway with all this hogwash that they are preaching about increased enrollments, and they go down. we need $250 million worth of, $500 million worth of new campus out there at Rod Field in Yorktown. It's a mess, folks. Okay, now where was the majority of the Board of Regents as this went on? Did they even know about it? Those are under your elected officials, and they are accountable to you, Del Mar College taxpayers, for this loss of $1 million. And that, I don't think that that's anything but the tip of the iceberg, folks, because I think there are two other lawsuits on the record that Dr. Olson has filed against Del Mar. And after this, if they keep going with it, then there may be more. Okay? And here's another fact. Someone told KRS Channel 6 News around here, okay, who ran a story on Del Mar's defeat, that DMC will once again appeal the jury's verdict. How much will that cost? Okay? And who said that? I'm going to find out who in Del Mar College told the press that they were going to go ahead and appeal this. So go into Channel 6 News, okay, KRIS TV, and look it up. It came out, I think, let's see, Saturday, which would be yesterday the 4th. Go into their website and look up that thing where it says that Del Mar College has been sued. It's been a whole bunch of money, and you taxpayers are going to have to pay it. But don't worry about it. These brilliant attorneys at Del Mar College over there are going to save the day. They're going to appeal it to the 13th Court of Appeals and get their butts pinned back up on the barn door wall, consequently. You'd think that they since they lost that once with the 13th Court of Appeals and the Texas state, or Texas, the highest court in Texas, okay, the appeals court, and then the Texas, I'm trying to maintain my cool here, folks, okay, the Texas Supreme Court. Now, and then, like I say, Dr. Olson, I believe, has 2 active lawsuits going in addition to the breach of contract suit that he has just won. So how much more are we going to spend, okay? All right? When will you apathetic taxpayers wake up and start questioning and raising unmitigated hell, okay, with your elected Board of Regents members? You can go online, I think it's My DMC, and find out a list of them, and I think it gives their emails and even telephone numbers, so you need to do that. And I've got the email of one of them. It's Ed Bennett at delmar.edu. Okay? Ed Bennett at delmar.edu. Go ahead and email him and ask him. He's a certified public accountant, and last I heard he was a little bit concerned about us going broke with all these shenanigans around here. So I'm sure he's going to have some questions. Okay. So one of my questions in closing is, okay, how much did the Board of Regents members know about the despicable treatment of Dr. Olson? Did they even have a clue that the lawsuits had been filed and that the attorneys were going to go ahead and lock him out? And, did they know what the lawsuit was all about? Did they know of the other 2 or 3 lawsuits that are involved? So how much does the regent know? So if there's a breach of information there, and we've got attorneys over there running the college, because it's apparent that Dr. Escamilla is not. If he is, I've got a few words to say about him, choice words, okay? And he's denied knowing about that until 30 minutes beforehand, which I find horrifying, okay? Just absolutely horrifying. Now, another thing I need to question is, how much did the Board of Regents members know about the ploy to ruin Dr. Janelle Bennett's career as a great Del Mar College nursing professor? Ask your regents that question too. Okay. So I'll update you on the saga of Del Mar College versus Bruce Olson, or actually Dr. Bruce Olson versus Del Mar College, folks. It's despicable. It's disgusting. It's impossible for me to fathom. Now, they've gone after me on several occasions too, and I'm still here. I don't know how. I'm hoping every day that they'll lock me out, but I guess I'm not going to be that fortunate. You know, I love my students. I've got a triple overload with labs this semester. That gives me 7 classes with laboratories. I do 2 double lectures, and I don't get compensated for that, so that's essentially 4 classes. So I'm doing 7 this semester, and I get a whopping adjunct pay for the 3 overload classes that I've got. Now I'm just going to put in the reason why I love Del Mar College students. I love to see success with my fellow citizens around here. I'm an old toot. I've made my way in life. I've got my degrees and knowledge and so forth. But what I want to do is to see some young people out here making a real good career out of health science majors, and then allied health sciences, and then I do have the majors class where I've got the pre-meds, pre-vets, pre-dents, pre-pharmacy students, and wildlife biologists, marine biology majors, and microbiology majors, and so forth and so on. And I love them, folks. I really do. So I'm not going to give up and let them down. I want them to go out and be great successes in life and enjoy the great life of being an instructor and a healthcare professional. And it's terrific. I've enjoyed it all my life. Okay. All right. Now, then I'm going to say just a little bit. Okay. Now, like I say, Rick Spurl aired that yesterday on the 4th. So, or Rick wasn't the investigative, he's behind that, but anyway, look it up, Channel 6. I think if you just go into kristv.com, you can look it up, and you can get the streaming of their short report on that. And then I will say I'm totally horrified that we have a bloated administration over there. Apparently it's so large now that the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. And it's despicable to me that we have taxpayer-paid administrators at Del Mar College that will not inform the president when we're about ready to lock a professor out of his office, and then have him sue us, and then not let the Board of Regents members know what the hell's going on. I'd be surprised if they knew anything, because nobody else did, apparently. Okay. All right. So, we've got so many administrators over there now. You can go into Del Mar College Administration under that website and look up the Del Mar College Administration. The update I've got is June 2013. I think we've hired 2 new deans since there. And that's what we need, are more deans, okay, that don't communicate with the president and let him know what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. And I'm going to go ahead and zero in on those beautiful white flowers for you. You don't need to be watching me or the banner again. Like I say, it's 9 o'clock Monday evening on Public Access 10, and then 10 o'clock on Wednesday. So I'm going to go ahead and run these flowers up close, and all you fine folks have a real good, fine evening. Okay, last couple of seconds here. Please contact your Board of Regents members, folks, and like I say, go into my dmc.org, I think it is, and you can look up, they give you a list of all 9 of them, and go ahead and raise unmitigated hell with me, okay? And if you would, email me with any comments at gsansing@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to get back with you And if you think I'm out of line, I want to know that too. And I want to know the reasons for that. So spend a little bit of time, take a few seconds and email me. I really do need that information. And I'm going to let the clock run out. Good evening.